Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bowling Alley / StarMaker BOLIN show. For here lately, a rare Saturday night, because normally we're going, here in the past several weeks, we were going head to head with the NCAA tournament and various other televised events that were going on, sometimes maybe wrestling pay-per-views or what have you. And tonight is pretty thin unless you're a Major League Baseball fan and you have a team in your particular area that gets your attention. Then other than that, there's not a whole hell of a lot going on tonight. Of course, next week we have WrestleMania 40. I didn't think I was going to watch it because I thought it was on Peacock. I'm sorry, I thought it was on Netflix. And apparently me and Jerry Lawler, apparently kings think alike, because I have not ventured into getting Netflix, and nor has he. And I had the Reds post-game show going on behind me. Turn that off. There ain't no need to have that on. I don't think anybody's tuning in to see the Reds post-game show. You do have to comment, though, in order to be recognized here. Pardon. Hey, Dougie's, work with me here. Work with me. You do have to comment and let me know you're here. And we got a couple of exciting things to talk about tonight. An appearance I'll be doing tomorrow on another podcast with at least a couple of former WWE stars, and I'll probably be getting them back over here on this show real soon too. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. We also have I got a message in my inbox earlier today, said I haven't donated in a little while. I've had some work related projects I had to work on. But he's wanting to make a challenge tonight to the room. So we will announce that a little bit later once we get a few more of you in here. And like I said, being a Saturday night and a decent night across most of the country, I don't know how many will show up tonight, but we shall see. The show, it's a convenience and a way for us to earn some donations for our Filipino families. I did have some conversations earlier today with Andrew Yang, Anthony Scaramucci, and Mark Cuban. Some interactions back and forth on what we're looking to do in the future. And hopefully we'll have all three of those on. Andrew Yang will probably be the harder one to get on. He hasn't said yes or no as of yet. Scaramucci looks like he's going to be coming on in the early summer. And we're working to get Mark Cuban on to celebrate the 25-year anniversary of he and I launching the career of John Cena 25 years ago. It is also in July will be the 10-year anniversary of my book. Is it 10 years? When did that thing come out? Yeah, 10-year anniversary. Hard to believe it's been 10 years. So we'll do something special probably around July the 15th about the 10-year anniversary of my book. And like I said, we'll see how many shows. So far, no one said a word, so this might be the shortest show in history. Because if nobody has said a word in 5 more minutes, then I'm just going to call it a night and be done with it. So to my knowledge, it is not set up for members only. I don't recall setting it up that way. Shout out to our sponsors. Big shout out to Arby's. We're getting ready to do something special with them. They're, from what I'm understanding, they're reaching out to me through the general manager to do an appearance at a car show that they're going to have at the Arby's parking lot. They're going to be bringing in a lot of old classic cars, and they've asked me if I would do an appearance at that. So I told them in lieu of a payday, just make a donation to my charity, and I'm sure that we'll get something worked out. Shout out to Royals Chicken. I'm going to be going back there next week. They didn't get to do much this week due to the flooding in Louisville. Not that their restaurant was flooded, but the way to get there. Aaron Pavis is in. I hadn't seen Aaron in here in a while. How you doing, Aaron? I see you in my inbox every now and then, but I haven't seen you in here in a little bit. So Aaron doesn't have a membership. Maybe that's why we don't give Aaron a lot of. But he has donated before. I do remember that. Maybe he'll be nice enough to donate again tonight, because we do have a nice challenge coming up. I was told to wait for at least 20 to 30 of you to get in here, and then we will talk about it then. Is there any chance that you will be managing John Cena at WWE? I would say those chances are slim and none for two reasons. First one, I'm not physically capable to do it. To be able to fly there, get in and out of the buildings, and stand long enough to do that. So physically not capable to do it, which I acknowledge. I've been on disability for a long, long time, since 2009, I think, and it's not a whole lot better now, especially between my knees and my back, and still technically fat. That's why I'm having a second weight loss surgery. Lost 250 pounds, but I need to lose about another 90. I mean, Yokozuna was supposedly one of the heaviest men ever in wrestling, short of the Billy and Vinny McGuire. I gave Yoko a run for his money. And so, no, I'm not physically capable. And then the other reason I probably wouldn't be doing that is I haven't been invited. So, but if I was invited, I would have to say no. I don't even think I could do commentary. And it's not that I can't sit at the desk and do commentary. Obviously, I could do that. But getting to an airport, in and out of the airport, especially if I had to travel by myself, and getting in and out of the arenas would be next to impossible. One thing I admire about Paul Heyman, yeah, he's fat. Yes, everybody pointed out when I was fat, I took the criticism, and they was right, needed to do something about it. Paul Heyman is fat. I judge a man's danger level because my neck was like that not all that long ago, a few years ago. My neck was in that danger point where you can't tell where your neck ends and where your head starts. That's the danger zone. Anytime I look at anybody who has that and the double and chins and all that, that is the danger zone. Now, I have invited a couple of people to be on the show with me tonight. We're going to get them in here in a little bit. But the one thing I do must point out, this is a video show. We don't do audio over here. That's for potheads and drug addicts. We don't do audio over here. So if you are going to be coming on the show, make sure to get your camera set up. Make sure to get your lighting set up. Present your best self. And a little bit later, we will be TC from the NC's in here. Hey, y'all. I'm about to join in. Oh, see, he killed the surprise. I was going to surprise everybody. But learn to work, TC. So, and I don't know if my co-host will be here with me tonight or not. I haven't really heard from either of them. They pick and choose, and Bob could be in a mood. He could be at a thing. You never know with Bobby Bangs. And they call him Bobby Bangs. I have more bangs than Bob Hazelwood does. My hair is more like bangs, but no one ever called me Kenny Bangs. But he got the name Bobby Bangs. Maybe because his hair is thinner than mine, it stands out more. I don't know, but no one has ever called me Kenny Bangs. I don't know why. So, what else we got? So we're going to talk a little bit about WrestleMania tonight, maybe some predictions. I think one of my guests has some AEW knowledge that I don't have because I never watched the show. I saw a little bit with, let's see, if I press my hair, I may have more things. Well, you might. And let's see here. So we got a few things to cover tonight. Let's see. Oh, the challenge. We'll go ahead and get the challenge out now. Good Chris wrote me today. You surely to God don't think Bad Chris wrote offering a donation. You know damn well that didn't happen. But Good Chris wrote and said that he's been away for a while. I think since around my birthday was the last time we heard from Good Chris. That was March 16th. And he wrote me and he says, man, I've been away for a while. I've had some work-related projects I've had to do. But what I would like to do is issue a $75 challenge, not particularly to an individual, but to the room. And if you can make $75 or more in the first 30 minutes, I will match that and give you a $150 or more Saturday evening show. So that would be a big help. My goal tonight with that challenge included would be $180 because that'll be $60 for 3 families, and that'll feed 3 families for 30 days, and that's pretty good. We got a lot of education helped out this week. Bob helped me get some of that out. I just had to reimburse him for some of the donations that he had made for me. So we got that done. Plus, Bob helps a couple of families himself. So we're taking all the help we can get tonight. If you have made a donation tonight, you don't have to tell me how much the amount was, but if you'd like to post in here, hey, Kenny, check your Cash App, your Venmo, your PayPal, what have you. You can do that. We also have a QR code. Let me see if I can throw that up there instead of my logo. If I can find it, give me a moment. Where's that QR code? There we go. There's the QR code. If you're more comfortable donating with a QR code, well, there you go. That's up there to do that. Jazzy Jana in the house. TC from the NC in the house. Christopher Menendez, no donation, no badge, but he asked a question anyway. And plus, I answered it. So maybe Chris will make a donation. Who knows? And other than that, but remember, membership has its privileges. So if you have a badge and if you've made a donation, and then we can do that. Now, something else I'm going to lay down the law about tonight. You don't get to play double agent on this show. As you know, we had to file some legal charges against another show for airing my show and then saying shit about me that wasn't true. You don't get to participate on both shows. You pick one or the other. I don't give a shit which one you pick, but you won't be doing both. So I'm going to make that very clear right now. If you're in this chat room, this is the fucking chat room that you come to visit. If you're in the other chat room on the same fucking weeks you're in this one, then you're playing double agent. I got rid of all those people for a reason. Every fucking one of them donated. Every fucking one of them were gotten rid of for either saying racist remarks, homophobic remarks, not honoring what they said they would do, or various other reasons. Those are the primary three. Or coming in here insulting my guest or insulting my co-host. That shit don't fly with me either. So I'm going to get this out right now. So if you're in this room right now, in this chat room, if I ever see or hear, because there's snitch bitches over there that come and tell me what all's going on, in case y'all haven't figured it out. Because otherwise I wouldn't fucking know. But if you're in this chat room, you don't be seen in the other one. And if you go over there, stay there. I don't give a fuck. Just so you're clear. But if you want to help people on this show and be a part of this show and be a contributing member, you're welcome. And if you're not, go the fuck away and hang out at the other show. I cannot make that any more clear. So if you have a decision to make tonight, make it and do what you want to do. But you're not going to do both, because I ain't playing that double agent shit. Just so everybody's clear. No, there's no for now. There's no for now, because you've already done both. So you have to pick one or the other. And if you want to come over here and make donations, you're well, and get a membership, you're welcome. And if you're happier over there with the potheads, gamers, and the drug addicts, then go there. I don't care. That's your all's decision to make. You go where you're happy. I got a former friend of mine that's over there that I have no unearthly idea why he's there. I've never said a negative word about him. He never did anything negative over here. That's where he likes to hang out. That's fine. That's fine. He can do that. He has that choice. But otherwise, all right. If that's the case. But obviously, if you're over at the other place, I'm going to hear about it, because the snitch bitches love to rat each other out. So now that we got that covered, I'm going to bring in the first guest I've got tonight. I thought it was going to be somebody else, but he's apparently not in here as of yet. So tonight, I don't think he's ever been on my show. He can correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. I take that. Well, see, here's the difference before I bring my guest in. Here's the difference. I have a lot of friends that are potheads. Bad Chris is one of them. Bad Chris has been a friend for a long time. Plus, he also drinks a lot. When he does both, that's not a good combination. But you are a functioning pothead. You get your work done. You don't stay on the computer 20 hours a day. Plus, you're a big contributor to this show. But then again, so not as big as you, but some of the others have been nice contributors. Heller's one of them. That was some months he'd donate $200 or $300 a month, and from San Diego, we had to get rid of him for antagonizing our guest, antagonizing the co-host, saying horrible shit, racist shit, homophobic shit, and I do not tolerate that. And I don't give a fuck who you are, and T-Maker knows that. So that is two different classifications. If you'll remember, the Coal Train has been known to dabble in the in the weed enhancement from time to time. Something I've never done. I don't. I guess if you've never tried it or done it, then you don't know what you're missing or not getting. I don't know. I've never been drunk a day in my life. Never smoked pot. Never done any of that. So so don't take it too personally. Don't take it too personally. Let's see. Da, 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 da. So there's Jazzy Jana with her. No, he's not the bad type. Definitely that. And T Maker, I told you days and times to get with me before you left, but I guess you've already left. Me and the T Maker um, were supposed to get together here this week, but we didn't get an opportunity to do that. So hopefully you'll be back soon, and we can make that happen and get all that done. So without further ado, it is time for me to bring in my first guest of the night, and he can smarten me up as to whether he's ever been on the show or not, because I don't remember it if he has. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have always wondered what's he like, what's he look like, he seems to donate on almost every single show we do. Ladies and gentlemen, I better set this up right. DC from the NC.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Hello, everybody. Now, making sure we don't have any echoes or anything from you, because I notice you're not wearing headphones, but I don't either. But I click echo cancellation on my join link. Yeah, we're getting feedback because whatever you're watching me on has got the audio going. So what you're probably going to have to do
My TV.
with your TV, yeah, you have to turn that down or maybe put on some headphones if necessary. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yeah, I can hear pretty good.
Okay, all right. So the TV was just on in the background then.
Yeah.
Good enough. Good enough. I am still here. Oh, you're still waiting on that? Good Lord. They say it's been a bitch to do that, to get that license. I ended up not having to renew mine, but I do have to pay my taxes, and which I've got 4 more days to get that done. Hopefully you can do that online and just show your proof of insurance and all that shit and do that way. So hopefully TC sounds great. Yeah, TC sounding good. He sounded like he's got it going.
Yeah,
So
I'm using an iPhone. That's it.
what's that?
I'm just using my iPhone. I don't have a computer besides the one behind
Well,
me.
a lot of people that join the show join on iPhone. Now, can you turn your phone sideways and go widescreen like we are?
Oh, let me see.
You might have to go into your settings. You didn't have to
there
do
you go.
that. You already have. There you go. Now you're looking big time over there now you're looking big time. TC said you was out having some dinner with your friends. Who was you having dinner with tonight?
Oh, one of my childhood friends. We went to go eat some steak.
Had some steak. Now, you said childhood friend. How old are you, TC?
33.
33. Yeah, you're about 5 years younger than my son. I'm checking to see if we got any donations in as of yet. And we got a couple. We have, you might have heard of this guy. TC from the NC has donated $10. And Randy the Macho Man Satterley has donated 15. So we're 25 to the good for my other friend, Good Chris, who says if you can raise $75 in here tonight, he will match that by himself. So we got 25, so we got 50 to go, if my math is correct. My goal is 180 for tonight. That will give us enough to be able to feed 3 families for 30 days. And so that would be great. Let's see. Yeah, we're also going to be having Donald Flowers join us in a little bit, or said he was join us tonight. I think I sent him the join link. Let me check, make sure he's got it. So yeah, if you've made a donation or would like to match any of the challenges tonight, $10 from TC from the NC, $15 challenge from Randy the Macho Man Satterley. And no, I thought your last day here was Friday, Team Maker. And and plus I thought you already got your license. Because remember, you were able to cash that thing that you couldn't cash without your license. So I thought you already had that. Maybe there's more to that than I was realizing. And I've also had some family members tell me it might be just easier to get a goddamn passport and let that be your license, because that might be, I got to get mine anyway. So that might be the route that we go. So where'd you have your steak at tonight, TC?
We ate at a local place called Rib Eyes. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it had the salad bar too. By the time I ate that, I should have just got that as a meal because I was about full after that.
Well, I can understand. So it's not all you can eat steak, probably all you can eat salad, I guess.
Correct. Yep. I should have gone that route because it'd only been $13 for salad bars a meal.
How much was the steak?
29.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
Yeah, that's why I don't eat there often.
I haven't had my dinner yet tonight. I will be having, sponsored by Arby's tonight, I will either be having, I call it a gyro, and they get pissed that I do that, the Euro. It looks like gyro when you look at it. So every time I'm in, I'll take a gyro. Give me a couple of those gyros to go. Kenny, it's a Euro. Yeah. I know how Euro's spelled. And that's not how you spell it. That's a gyro. So they get mad about that. So I'm either having a gyro or a double fish sandwich deluxe that they made me special at Arby's. I had
Can't go wrong with that.
I had me a double fish sandwich last night. That was pretty good. And so what do you do? And what's the name of the place again that you said you were at?
It's called Ribeyes.
Ribeye. I don't think we have any of those here in Kentucky that I know of. But if we do, I haven't seen them.
I think it's just our area.
Okay. Oh, T-Maker's waiting on them to mail his. I didn't know they did that. I thought they handed it to you at the license bureau. Last time I went, that's how it worked. Just went there. They took my picture, and 3 minutes later, I had a hot license in my hand. Not hot stolen, but hot because fresh off the press and everything. So, yeah, we don't have a shitload of viewers in here tonight. Apparently, I gave plenty of notice. I made this show at 9 o'clock in the morning, but still a shitload of you say you are not getting the notices that we're on. But then again, those that mean anything to the show, those that normally donate or are members, I send you your own link. So if you unless you got other shit going on and just ain't got time to watch it, and I understand that too. They have no excuses. If I send you the link, then goddamn it, we were doing the show. Even tells you what time we're starting. We definitely didn't have them here in Louisiana, but wouldn't be surprised. I guess we added twice. Yeah. No, I don't recall seeing it here. And TC, what city in North Carolina do you live in?
I live in Williamston. It's about 20 minutes from Greenville, about 90 minutes from Raleigh, and 90 minutes from the beach.
All right. Had an old person that used to watch the show here named Dimitri, and he says, I still watch the show from time to time. Well, we appreciate that. Might not be able to watch it every time, but we appreciate that. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to plug this while I'm on. I will be doing a Rico show tomorrow with Rico and the Master Amir. You got to get that right, or you get real mad over there if you don't call him the Master Amir. I'll be doing that show tomorrow along with myself and Aaron the Idol Stevens, another WWE star, all three of us from OVW. So the three OVW boys will be joining over there tomorrow. I think it is a recorded show. I know they're looking to start doing live shows over there. They've asked us about StreamYard. They've asked for Bob's assistance on how to get that done. And I assume he's helping them. And so, what do you do? So we'll be over there tomorrow, but if it's recorded, we'll make sure to get you the links. I've sent some of you the link to be able to, I guess, watch the show. I don't know if it's live or not. I don't think it is, but we will find out. But me, Aaron the Idol Stevens, Rico, and Amir will be doing that show tomorrow to talk about the day that Chris Benoit called. He called Aaron's phone. I happened to be there, and we all three had a conversation at Paul Miller Ford. And Chris was letting us know that, he was coming to see us the next day, I believe. And so we're going to tell that story again tomorrow. I've told it here before, but I don't think we've ever told it with me and Aaron at the same time, because it was Aaron's phone that Chris Benoit called. So we'll have that conversation tomorrow. Matthew Herbert there. For anybody wanting to purchase any of the autographed pictures that we've got, let us know. Donald Flowers has as a matter of fact, I guess I better, we're 30 minutes in, or about 25 minutes in, and we haven't heard from him yet. I did tell him to give me about 30 minutes. Maybe he's trying to give me my 30 minutes. Okay, TC from the NC is already here. Are you still going to join us, or did you have some shit come up? All right. So if he's coming, I guess he'll be here soon because he was cleaning his place up and getting his stuff done and everything. So if he's coming, I guess he'll be here in a little bit. I think we are still setting at $25, trying to raise 75 in the first 30 minutes, or the 30 minutes that I announced it. So we will give it till 10:20 p.m. That's 18 more minutes. We'll give it till 10:20, but we have to make 75 in the first 30 minutes that I announced it. High temperature of 66 tomorrow. I'm just learning stuff all over the place. Nope, we only had 2 donations. TC from the NC, who's in here, and Randy the Macho Man Satterley, who came down here and bought some pictures. I'm also looking for a YouTube TV customer. I guess you could use it anywhere if you changed your email every 3 months, but it's easier if somebody from Kentucky or Indiana shares it with me, because then they don't have to change their email account every 3 months like you do if you live out of the state. And it's $49 for about $139 YouTube TV package. And I had to kick my brother off. He didn't know it, but he found out the hard way when he was going to rat out where some Mexicans lived, even though he's half Mexican. Go figure. Sometimes racism is a weird thing, to where you're racist against your own people.
Trumpism is a mental disorder.
It happens. As a matter of fact, I see it on CNN all the time, to where a particular race of people is horribly mistreated by Republicans and this current president in general, and they still worship him for some reason. And I
don't get it. He's the
I ain't figured that one out. I have not figured that one out. Looks like we might have another donation here to get us closer to that 75. What do we got? The Tea Maker has stepped up huge and has made a $35 donation to get us much closer. So we're on we $15 shy of the 75, and we got 16 more minutes to get that. Thank you, Tea Maker. It was very sweet of you to do that. Appreciate it very much. And hey, the offer stands, man. If we can get together and go grab some lunch around here somewhere. I don't know what you think about sub sandwiches. I don't have any of those as a sponsor. I need to work on that. Jambi's in here. We just helped Jambi get some more dog food and rice for her family, because she's got those 7 new puppies and a very thin mother that she's raising. So I've kind of taken that one to heart, like I have the 8 kids that we've been helping that live next door to Eunice. We've been trying to do a lot of help to them, but Jambi is raising 7 new puppies, and the mother is very thin and concerningly thin. So we have been trying to load them up on some proper dog food mixed with rice, get a little weight back up on mom while she's trying to feed those babies. And so anytime we get an extra $30, we like to throw that her way, because that gets her 25 kilograms of rice and a few kilograms of dog food, if we can get her $30 to $35 to do that. So I did just send that the other day, but probably in a couple of weeks, she's going to need some more help. And I tell her that we'll do the best we can as we can, but it takes people to donate to make that happen. If you're broke as a broke ass dog, we're not asking you to jeopardize paying your own bills. But if you got a few extra dollars and you can be of some help, like Jazzy Jana does, and Matthew bought some autographs from me. Of course, Matthew spends a lot of money on pro wrestling tickets. Whew. I've got somebody wrote me today and says 2 of my kids are going to WrestleMania. I said, well, and you told me your kids didn't have much money. She says they don't. I said, well, if your 2 kids are going to WrestleMania, number one, it's in Las Vegas. They live in Louisville. Now you got airfare, you got hotel, you got food, and the cheap seats at WrestleMania, from what I'm seeing, are running $300 to $500 a pop. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, that's what I saw too. I'm like, I could afford it, but then I can't pay my bills.
Well, yeah, then no, I'm going to correct you. You can't afford it because you can't pay your bills.
Yeah.
You have to pay your bills. I can afford it, but I have to give up my home. Well, no, then I can't afford it. So, yeah, having the money and electing where to spend it is 2 different worlds. But yeah, so 2 tickets is about $1,000.
Yeah,
a couple of plane tickets out there, probably I think $700-800 for 2 plane tickets round trip, at least.
You ain't gonna get me on a plane. I ain't never flown and don't plan on it.
I've flown a few times, not as often as others, but I don't mind flying. I mean, it's safer than driving. Every time I pull out of Cherokee Road onto Bardstown Road, I take my life in my hands because there's a lot of goddamn people out there that shouldn't have a driver's license that do. Way more people die in car wrecks than die in plane crashes. You need to remember that. Sometimes you got to do the math. So now Cornette's terrified of flying. He's got to take drugs and everything to even get on a goddamn plane. Xanax, I think, was his drug of choice. And no, it's I mean, I've flown through the turbulence. I remember doing that from Louisville to Miami, and it got my attention a little bit. My son and I flew up north to Maine, New Hampshire, New York to do all those shows up there. And I remember those being pretty pleasant flights, but we hit a little turbulence going there too. And but no, flying has never really bothered me. I just, at this day and age, it's just difficult for me to get in and out of airports because there's not really much help for me in those, and especially if you fly internationally. I've been told that if I land in Manila, I better have some Filipinos there to help me get to where I got to go, or elsewise you're going to be screwed. So we'll see how all that goes. But thank you, T-Maker. So we're $15 shy of getting to where we need to be to get the $75 challenge honored by Good Chris. And I'm trying to be fair to him. And yeah, there's the T-Maker's donation right there. And ladies and gentlemen, we have just caused the Good Chris to have to make his donation because Jazzy Jana has donated a $20 challenge by Cash App. And she says, let's go for that 180. Let's get us where we need to be. T-Maker did the $35 challenge. Randy the Macho Man Satterley, $15. TC from the NC, $10. And he donates about $10 every show, guys. I mean, and we always do at least 2 shows a week, sometimes 3. Now, he could have donated $40 tonight had he stayed out of that steakhouse.
Yeah, I don't go to that one much because it costs way too much.
I can't remember the last time I spent $30 at dinner. I did treat my son to Chick-fil-A the other day because he helped me get to the doctor to get all my blood work done. Took me to the vet to get my dogs done. Oh, God, that was the other thing. Oh, for those of you that were wanting the update on Tucal, he's fine. We were very worried. We took all 3 dogs to get them done, and that was a couple over $200 on that trip. And then they were concerned about Tucal because he had lost almost 30 pounds in a year. Well, they told me to cut his food back a little bit, and we cut it back a little. It wasn't nothing dramatic. We cut it back a little, and then somehow, over the past year, Tucal lost right at 30 pounds. And that was concerning. Everybody thought, well, he's got something. Something's wrong with him. But his eyes are bright. He plays like a puppy. He's going to be 11 years old on Cornette's birthday in September. So I wasn't really concerned. I thought, well, man, that's probably the best thing ever happened to him because he was fat. And when we saw him, they said he ranked 5 out of 9 as far as body composition. And he said, that's not bad for a 10-year-old Labrador. So they weren't even concerned then, but they said it wouldn't hurt him to lose a little weight. So, but the blood work came back, was it today or yesterday? Yesterday. And so it cost us $280 for the lab work and the test and results and the office visit and everything. It was $280. And I said, well, goddamn, I just blew 280. I said he was fine. They said, well, now you have peace of mind. Yeah, I guess I do. So, and if you'd given me bad news, I'd still feel like shit about the $280 because now we're gonna have to spend more money to save him. So, but everything has apparently worked out fine. He's doing good. 30 pounds off his frame is not going to hurt him, but his appetite's still great. Now he's the first one to let me know when it's dinner time. He knows dinner time's at 6 o'clock, and it gets to be about 6:07. He gets a little moody. You know, he'll lay his head on my lap and look at the clock. It's like he knows when it's 6 o'clock. Because by 6:07, 6:08, you know, what are we waiting on? What's the holdup? And if I leave the house, because I don't want to feed them before I leave, because, you know, that could lead to potential disaster. So I feed them when I get back. And if I get back at 7, 8, or 9, or 10, like, you asshole. And they just run to the kitchen and just stand by the container that's got the dog food in it. You need to feed us. But the good news is that Tucal is fine. And apparently the notifications just hit because we had 24 people in here minutes ago. And apparently the notification just hit everybody. and tummy timers or tummy tumors. What are you talking about there, T Maker? Tummy timers? Did you talk? Because because I had a Labrador that had a lot of those tumors, and she lived to be 18. And her last few months were a little rough. I mean, you could see where the age had really caught up with her. And that was Two Cow's mom, and she passed away on her 18th birthday, the day that I moved in this house, 7 years ago. 7 years ago. So yeah, she's my baby, the Moo Cow, and that's how we ended up with Two Cow. And TC from the NC is going, God damn, it'd be nice for you to let me talk a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know where Donald is. He said he was coming on tonight and was looking forward to it. Cleaned his place up, sent me a picture of it. Let me check one more time. Jeff Sanford says hello. Yeah, I invited a few of you tonight that have been nice donors to the show and have helped us out. And I wanted to give you all a chance to be on the show and for everybody to meet you, say hey to you, show that you're real. Hey, King, I'm out playing roadie tonight, so I won't be able to attend. Have an amazing show. Okay, that's from Jeff Sanford, because Jeff bailed us out of a tight spot the other night. He sent $50. Doggies have tummy timers. And tummy time. Okay, I've never heard that phrase before. Well, apparently that he does. Is not that the Choco and Scooby aren't ready to eat. They are. But Two Cow's the only one that tells me it's time to go eat. The other ones are very good at letting me know when it's time to go out, because they'll just lay their head on my lap and look at me and wag their tails. So you got to go out, and then they run to the door, slam their paws, and get all excited. And Two Cow is the king of ignoring me if I tell him, Two Cow, you need to go out? And he just lays there and acts like you don't exist. He doesn't hear a thing. Choco, you need to go out? And she'll just look at me like, do I look like I need to go out? It's raining, you asshole. I ain't going. So, and Scooby will go out every time you offer him because he wants to go out and play. So he's going every single time. You got any dogs, TC?
I did about.
You look like a dog guy. You look like you have about eight coon dogs running around there with a hunting gun, ready to go hunting.
I wish I had a dog, but he passed away about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I had him from
I had to
middle
replace
school.
mine, man. When Misty passed away, we got Two Cow early because we knew Misty's days were numbered. And that's kind of why we got Two Cow. And then we had Choco as well, but she lived with my son. And then when he left the country, she didn't get her vaccination shots in time, so she had to stay with me. And when he came back a couple of years later, she was pissed. She says she'll associate with him, but she ain't going home with him. And she likes it here because she's got two other dogs to play with. And Choco's like a little puppy herself. She's 12 years old. So, yeah, thank you, Jazzy Jana, for putting us over the top. That gets us to 155. So if we can make $25 more the rest of the time we're here, that'll get us to our goal of 180 and will allow me to feed 3 families tonight, which I've got the request. And I said, guys, you got to let me see what we're doing. I know that J9E, we got her the money to where she can graduate. She sent me pictures from her graduation, but she wants to celebrate at either a Jollibee or a McDonald's for her graduation. I don't think that's asking a whole hell of a lot. That'll probably run $10 or $12, believe it or not, for the two of them to go. We just made arrangements for Jamilia's son, who's 14. He graduated with honors, and he wanted to go to Jollibee with his cousins. They had the money to feed themselves, but he didn't have any money to where he could go. So we sent him 800 pesos. That was $16 to where he could go have a real nice meal at Jollibee's, pay her for his transportation, and get him some snacks or something to bring back home with him. They only requested 500 pesos, but we wanted to make sure that he had a good graduation. We did the same thing for Art Gel. We sent her $20. We sent Ruby May $33, so not only she could go home, pay for her graduation. Well, we actually sent her a little bit more than that because we sent her $16 more to get her graduation dress, which I think she gets that any day now. She got a beautiful red dress for graduation and got her transportation home. She wanted to know if she could have some chicken. She said, I haven't had any chicken in a couple of months. So yeah, and rice gets a little old every now and then, and more and more often we're trying not only to get them the 25 to 50 kilograms of rice, depending on how big the family is. We're also trying to get them trays of eggs, soups, things like that. We had a big festival meal for those 8 kids, Eunice's family, and some other neighbors. They had kind of a little religious get together. Lots of prayers I didn't understand. It was all Catholic stuff, and I got a lot of Catholic members in my family, but y'all know how I am. So I didn't understand a lot what was going on. The Virgin Mary had a big statue there. Lots of prayers and lots of food. We have bought over 330 pounds of rice for the family of 10 that lives next door, Eunice's family, and then we got a good buy on an extra bag of rice. And I said, if any kids come to your door, because they know you got food, if any kids come to your door, we bought 16 jars overall of peanut butter. So there's 16 jars of peanut butter there. We bought 9 pounds of bananas, several loaves of bread. And I said, here's what I want you to do. When you make a big pot of stew, or they have some seafood stews they make over there, make a shitload of rice to go with it, because you have plenty. If we run out of those bags, we'll buy some more. And if kids knock on your door and they're hungry, feed them. Give them a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Give them a bowl of rice with your soupy shit that you make. It's a seafood soup that I would never ever eat. I would probably elect death over eating that soup, but they like it, and that's all that's important. If they like it, that's cool with me. So you haven't donated. Well, okay. Well, there we go. Well, you got your shit in, and there you go. Why are people so stupid? Why are people so fucking stupid?
Good question. I have no answer to.
I don't know. They're starved for attention, but they don't even get attention from themselves. We have 132 of you in here watching the show right now. We're doing our best here within the next little bit to get to 180 for the night. I was told one of my co-hosts was coming in tonight. I still haven't. Maybe Donald had something come up. But he was the first one I invited. He said that he wanted to come on the show. And I think he wanted to talk a little AEW. So let's see. Becky, what is it that you're trying, honey? I don't understand what you're saying. What are you trying? Let's see. Apparently Eunice is busy right now because of. Okay, well, yeah, I guess Donald had something come up. I don't know. Either that or he was terrified we was going to ask him to donate again after he paid for his autographed pictures yesterday. I don't know. He's on the same time zone I'm on, so I don't know. Let's see. Now, where else do you go eat when you're there? You got the steak place. What's your affordable place that you like to go?
I'll usually go to some of the local restaurants, and then cheapest place usually I'll go to Wendy's or Hardee's. You can get those $5 bags.
You better get
Typically,
the $5 one at Wendy's, because otherwise it can get a little expensive at Wendy's. I got one up the street from me that I never go to because the shit I like is a little expensive. Real quickly, Rebecca Algier Adcock has just donated $10. Thank you very much. That gets us $15 shy of our, I think, $15 shy of our $180 goal. Is that where we're at?
that's right.
So we're just 15 shy. So we're getting there. And I bet you Donald Flowers might even do that if he showed up. We'll never invite him again, will we? I don't know. He seemed to be very excited to come on tonight and talk about his paintings that he does and his. My chargers have seemed to quit working on my iPhone.
I have to replace my iPhone chargers every 3 months. It seems like they don't last long at all.
I've tried 3 different cables, so it could be the phone itself. I might have to start believing in God, because I was going to get a used iPhone on a pay in 4 and just use my my boss money to do that, my little side job. And it looked like the transaction went through, and then it said the seller has changed his conditions. And I went and read the conditions, and it said no returns. Well, I ain't buying any fucking iPhone that I can't return if there's something wrong with it. I couldn't put a warranty on it. And then the transaction got kicked out. If had it accepted it, I would have been stuck with it, even on the pay in four. And that's where you pay it off over 6 weeks. So I figured, well, fuck yeah, I get 6 paychecks in. I can take a little bit out of each paycheck and pay for this phone. But my Google phone is fine. Now, the iPhone 10 might need a new battery in it or something. I do know that it needs a new one. I'm trying to get it activated on my TV, and it won't let me with the Fire Stick. I've got Fire Stick in my room, and it brings YouTube up very easily. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do that. Should work. But thank you for the donation there. Let me check. I think I'm up to date on everybody in the inbox. I've written Donald. I can't do anything more for him. He's got the link. And he paid for his picture yesterday. I wasn't going to ask him for any more money. Choco, is that you? No, it's Scooby. Hey, both of you stop it. Just behave. Scooby. You see how well they listen. They're just some of the finer trained. I'm wearing my red jacket tonight. I don't wear the bowling alley shirt all that often, but there that is. Figured we'd break that out for the first time this year. And fresh out of the shower, I don't think my hair could possibly look any better. Maybe that's why Bobby Bangs hasn't showed up. He didn't want to get into a hair contest tonight. I don't blame him. Now, where Coltrane is, I don't know. I was under the assumption that 20 minutes into the show, he was going to join us. So I guess you're just stuck with me, TC. I guess you're just stuck with me. So your dog passed away 4 years ago. Why did you not get another dog? Just didn't want the responsibility, hard to get over? Because I've had people tell my brother was the same way when his dog passed away. It was a little rough on him, but I knew I'll always have dogs. If I'm alive, I'll have a dog.
I live with family right at the moment, and they don't want another dog, even though I do.
Yeah.
As I miss my dog, I had him all from middle school all the way through college.
How old was he when he passed?
He was 2 weeks away from being 17.
Oh, my damn. Yeah, Jackson made it to 17. I can't remember how far over 17, but he was about 17. Jackson. He was a Labrador / bird dog. And then Misty was all Labrador. And she made it to her 18th birthday. And I looked it up. The average age of a Labrador is 12. So, and Choco's 12. She's a little pit lab mix. And so that's rare they live that long. And I didn't take them to the vet that often, only if they seemed to need to go, and then, of course, when I moved into Louisville, they have to stay vaccinated. They get their rabies shots every year. So you have to do that. But they didn't get anything over the top. They weren't vaccinated for parvo and the 19th because they never really associate with any other dogs. It's just the 3 of them here. They don't interact with any other dogs because you never know when they're going to get overly aggressive trying to protect me. They don't do that so much with my son, but they do it with me, and so I don't really let them interact with any other dogs.
And my dog was like that too. He get feisty sometimes with other dogs around.
Oh, they get their treats every day, Becky. Every single day. Come here. Who's here? Who come to see me? Come here. Well, pick a side, Scooby. Shit. There you go. Come here. Come up and say hi to everybody. There you go. There's Big Gooby right there. He big boy. He's a good dog most of the time. Are you good most of the time? You got anything to say to anybody? Because you're big? I don't even have his collar on him today. I took it off because he don't like the collar that much. He likes to go to bed at night to where when you scratch his neck, there's no collar there. He said, that feels so good. And we do that with all the dogs. We take their collars off at night if I think about it. And because a lot of times I can just wrap the leash around their neck and let them go out, and they work pretty good to that. Still got 119 people in here. I think we peaked at about 128. I think was the biggest I saw. We got about 119 people watching. And I told you, lots of people are pretty selfish. They'll watch every goddamn show, but rare to get that many of them to donate. So I'm broke. And then, like you, they went out and had a $40 steak. I know it's $29 steak. I know. What'd your friend get? Did he get something similar to you?
Same thing, but
So
an
I'm going to
8 ounce.
make you feel bad here.
I say, go ahead.
Being as you're the only one here for me to pick on tonight, that could have been a $60 donation if you'd stayed home and ate a pack of hot dogs.
I should have. My friend said, "Let's go to Waffle House." I should have said, "Yeah."
I hear that can get expensive these days. I haven't been to Waffle
Well,
House in a long time. What's that cost to go there and get a good meal? Well, you better not buy eggs. They got
round.
like a 50-cent surcharge on every egg you get.
I think it was last year when I went. It was about $7 to $10.
Last year it probably was. I bet you this year it ain't 7 to 10 no more.
It's probably way more.
Yeah.
But Waffle House,
The
that's about another county away, so I don't go there much.
still hanging in there drinking my sparkling waters. Now, if I go out to a restaurant, I will drink a soft drink, but normally I don't even get a refill. Normally when I get a drink, I still got half of it left when I get ready to leave, and I might top it off with a ride home, and then I'll leave my drink in my car because it's still pretty cool. So the drink stays pretty cool. And then if I'm desperate for something to drink, I got a full drink in my car, and without me remembering to bring something with me. So yeah, we did get 50-cent surcharge on every egg on top of the regular price of the egg. And one other thing I want to get into is Republicans' state of denial when it comes to how the economy is. The stock market, when it was high, when Trump was in charge, the stock market was high, greatest thing in the world. Now that he's tanked it from a high water mark of about 47,000 to a low water mark of 37 and change. So the stock market goes back up because he had to back down on some of the tariffs he was doing. He backed off on tariffs on the iPhone, and you know why. The iPhone right now is about $1,200 if you buy a new iPhone. If he puts a tariff on it, the iPhone goes to about $3,500. And before they could put factories over here, they said it would take 3 to 10 years to build to build 10% of the factories that are needed to replace what's in China. They said that would just replace 10% of them of the 100% they have in China now. 3 to 10 years to get all of them done. Another 10 to 15 years to get them staffed with the people that have the intellectual intelligence to be able to put the goddamn things together and then to manufacture the parts. And they said, based upon American wages, the iPhone would run between $30,000 and $90,000. Well, who the fuck's going to spend $90,000? So that's why we manufacture them out of this country. You can't afford to do it here. We don't have the infrastructure for it. We haven't probably ever. So, and then cars are doing the same thing. So there's some cars that have gone up $15,000 and $20,000 for luxury cars just because of the tariffs. $5,000 on basic cars.
It's ridiculous. It priced me out of a car I was wanting to buy thanks to that son of a bitch.
Becky, are you insulting my guest? You know that's how people get blocked out of here. She just said, "Where's he from? I hear some hillbilly in him." Probably something you wouldn't deny, I guess.
I'm from North Carolina, so
You are from North Kakalaki, as they say. My father had a summer home in North Carolina. I only went to it once. My biological father, and it was on a giant. It's the United States' largest man-made lake, and it's about an hour from the ocean. Do you know where I'm talking about? Because I can never think of the name of it.
I think it's Lake Phelps because I have family that has property there, and
that's what he did. He built a summer home there, a little retreat place from Chesapeake. And so the first time I went to see him, I went to Chesapeake for that house, stayed there for about 3 months in 1979. And then when Chris was born, I went to see him again in 1988, July of 88, because we were there for the 4th of July. And we met him at the summer place. And it was big enough that he had his whole family there. And then there's plenty of room for me, Gabrielle, and Chris. We had our own room and everything. So, but it's it is the United States' largest man-made lake. And that fucker's huge. We went boat riding on it and never did see the whole thing. And I remember we went to a gun range there. He had a bunch of people from the Capitol that he worked with because he worked in D.C. as well. And they were all wondering why I didn't have a gun and why I wasn't a shooter. And my dad, and these were all little guys, nobody there is bigger in a minute. And I'm God, I guess I'm almost 6'1", probably 277, give or take then. And I don't think there was a 200-pounder amongst the bunch other than my father. He probably weighed about 220, 230. And I remember I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt with a pair of coach's shorts. You remember those coach's shorts back in the day? And I had on a sleeveless University of Louisville shirt. And they were shooting video of me getting ready to shoot with a gun because I'd never shot with a handgun before. And they said, "Well, why ain't you got a gun?" My dad steps on camera and he says, "Look at him. He says he can kill you with his goddamn bare hands. What's he need a gun for?" So that was kind of funny to come out of him because they were all big gun nuts. So what was it? So yeah, that was back in '88, and that was the last time that I ever saw him. And because he was very insulting to I was in a magazine that got sold nationwide. He bought it off a newsstand in Chesapeake because he saw me on the cover. And then he opens up the cover and he sees the article, and I'm pictured with two black girls. Only that's not what he called them. He said, "Why are you in that magazine with those two in girls?" I said, "Well, number one, Dad, we don't call them that here." He said, "Well, what do you call them?" I said, "We call them girls. We call them girls." And he said, "Well, I just want you to know that you being in that magazine with those girls, you brought great disgrace to the family." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, let me solve that problem for you. You can no longer consider me a member of the family. So enjoy the magazine." And I hung up on him and I never spoke to him again. And that was, if I remember correctly, that was 2007, maybe early 2008. And that's because I knew he'd been a member of the KKK when I was a kid. And I remember they were forced to join the Freemasons because the Freemasons were where all the KKK members went to. And they got around being associated with the KKK by hiring black people and paying them well to be the doorman. And he told me all this in 1979. And he wanted me to go to the father-son cookout. And I refused to go. I said, "I don't think that's the place for me."
Oh no.
I said, "Dad, I have a lot of black friends." I said, "Well, they're not going to know." I said, "You're right, because I ain't going to go." So no, they won't know. So I refused to go to the father-son cookout. And then there was some blood drive that he wanted me to go to. And I went with that, and turned out that a lot of his people were there. So they probably didn't want to use my blood. So where are we at? 10:35? Well, I was hoping we'd make the 180, but it's not looking good for us to get there. I'm going to go 5 more minutes, being as I was a touch late getting on the show tonight. But it looks like we're going to finish right at about $15 shy of the 180, unless somebody steps up here within the next 5 minutes. But I do thank Becky for her $10 donation. That was kind of her to do that. I'm still doing the show, sweetie. Thank you for asking. Cheska must not have an internet connection. She asked me how the show was going. And Jambi, of course, she saw watching the show. We still have 123. So you mean to tell me out of the 123 people watching, we can't muster up $15 in 5 minutes? I don't know. Maybe not. And neither co-host showing up tonight, nor Donald Flower. So you got the stage to yourself tonight, TC. I guess I'm lucky that you showed up, so I got somebody to talk to.
I'm usually free most Saturday nights anyway.
Are you normally free on Saturdays? All right, good.
Yeah.
Party day. Well, I did buy me a new mouse. I had to get. I now have the wireless keyboard. The little tiny, compared to that big one I used to have, it's down here. Everybody's seen it before. But that is the tiny little iMac keyboard that's wireless. And then I had that wired mouse that I was having trouble with, and I was having to kick out of some shows because shit wasn't working. Matthew, you big line, you lying shitbag. You lying little shitbag. You can't tell me, with all the money that you've spent on wrestling tickets, autographed wrestling pictures, eating out, you work every fucking day, you ain't got $15. Matthew Herbert, you lying little shit. I can talk to relatives like that. You lying little shitbag, you. How dare you, sir? Now I'm talking like my Southern general pop. Jealousy. Let's see. Yeah, well, my father was those two. My father is in a Masonic lodge. He is in the Masons, and I'm with both my brothers, and they are not racist. All right. Well, the Freemasons. Now, this was the Freemasons that he was with, and they were in North Carolina. And I'll tell you who else backed me up on that was Conan, because Conan said that every Freemason that he met in Florida were all affiliated either formerly with the KKK or are still to this day strong supporters of. And I know one of my wrestling friends joined the Freemasons, and his history will speak for itself. So, Paul, I told you not to do that, because every time Paul sends me $10, it cost him 20 from Australia. Paul, that's nice of you to do that, but I've told you not to do that. I don't want you spending 20 to send me 10 when there's good old fashioned Americans here that love their Donald Trump and the great economy that we've got. Just spend an extra $20,000 for your car next year. Everything will be fine. Yeah, they've already figured out that just what Trump has done so far is going to cost every American household an additional $4,600 next year. Just if you buy the same shit you're buying now, by the end of next year, it's going to cost you an extra $4,600 a year as of now. And China ain't done fucking with everybody yet, because China's apparently playing hardball. Yeah. Well, Paul, like I said, you are exempt from ever having to do that. I don't want anybody to send me 20 so we can get 10, because I'm sure that 20 does you a lot of good down there. But thank you. So now we're only $5 shy from the 180 with a couple of minutes left to go. But that's very sweet of you, man. I appreciate it. And there it is, Paul RJ's $10 donation. Matthew, do you have $5? Matthew mad that I'm calling his ass out. Some bitch is dropping $900 on wrestling tickets, and it wasn't even WrestleMania. I ain't got $5, man. Good. All right.
Did you see what Trump's done to Western North Carolina? He's denied more FEMA assistance.
Now, why did he? Now, North Carolina is close to being a purple state. I think it leans more red than it does blue, even though y'all we've gained some ground there. But why did he deny FEMA? Well, FEMA's being gutted anyway. I mean, FEMA, he just fired a bunch of people from FEMA that didn't pass a lie detector test. Whether as to whether or not they support him or think he won the election in 2020, he just fired a shitload of people that didn't pass a fucking lie detector test that is not even court admissible. If you go into someone, well, he failed the lie detector test, who gives a shit?
They said it was unnecessary, according to the article I read, because the governor had heard back from them, and a lot of our people in state government are Democrat, even though they vote Republican. And
I remember something. I remember something that happened back in the early '80s, and I was asked to take a lie detector test to prove that I was telling the truth. And then, of course, I found out the court system says they're not admissible in court anyway. So the police take me down, and we take the lie detector test, and over something that had happened at Kroger, not double your money beat back, but something else, to where a friend of mine was involved in a crime, and they wanted to see what I knew about it. So we go down and we take the lie detector test, and I said, and they just knew that I knew all kinds of shit, even though I didn't have anything that was stolen. They were accusing me of knowing about it, and or maybe even having some of the shit that was stolen. I said, well, come, they're not on my door unexpected. I didn't have time to hide anything. Well, what do you think I got? And they start naming these things. I said, then come in and look. If you think you got my, well, we don't have a warrant. Well, you don't need one. Come on in and take well, you may have hit it. I didn't even know you were fucking coming. So then they asked me to go downtown and take this lie detector test. So I go down and I take the lie detector test, and I'm answering all their questions. So we get in the car and we're on the way back, and it's the officer who really had it in for me. His name was Willie Douglas. And then shockingly, he got fired from here and got a job in Florida. Go figure. And that was before Florida was known as being Republican hell. So we're riding back, and I said, how'd it do on the lie detector test? He says, well, you failed. I said, I failed? I said, well, what did I fail at? And I said, so the question's about Kroger? I said, what, it says you were lying. I said, really? I said, well, what does it say when it asked me my name? And oh, you passed that. I said, really? I said, okay. What did it say when I was asked where I was born? Oh, you got that right. Oh, did I? I said, guess what 2 things I lied about, you dumbasses? Where I was born and what my name is. That is not my legal name because it asked me state your legal name. That is not my legal name when I gave it. And where I was born is where y'all think I was born. That is not where I was born. I know where I was born, and I knew I was lying. And your machine says I was telling the truth. So those are 2 lies that fooled your machine. Well, you've thrown the whole thing out of whack. I said, no, I protected myself. So I told my attorneys, and they said that was fucking genius. I said, yeah, I know. That was advice that didn't come from you all. What the fuck? I didn't hire them. They were court appointed. So the 2 things I lied about and said I told the truth, said I lied about everything to do with Kroger. I said, yeah, take that to court. Where were you born, sir? Well, it wasn't fucking St. Petersburg, Florida. What's your legal name? It ain't fucking Kenny Rice. So it's good to have protection on those lie detector tests if you can. So we were $5 short of the 180. It is not looking like we're going to get it. And thanks, good Chris, for making the $75 challenge. He donated 75 of the 175 that we made tonight. I want to thank. Let me go through here and thank everybody for the donations. And Cheska, you are never a bother, sweetie. You did not know. I will get with you after the show. And then, oh, there we go. Yeah, she thought she was bothering me. Oh, I've got some people that do. Well, Donald, you no-showed us tonight, and I'm now embarrassed because I gave you the big plug, I gave you the big advertisement, and I sit here like a fool. Period. How dare you? Period. LOL. All right, Donald Flowers, a no-show. Had to have TC from the NC come in here and save the day tonight. Oh, I'm going to thank my co-host for no-showing me on a Saturday night, you selfish little bitches. Could have used some help in here. Put all the pressure on TC tonight. Coltrane, you lying little fuck. I'll be in there about 20 minutes in, King. No-showed me.
He might be napping.
Maybe you intimidated them, TC. Maybe they just didn't think they could handle the presence of TC from the NC. What do you think? It could be. It could possible. Be. Have we talked about Mania tonight? Not really any need. Not really any need because, I'll be doing a show Tuesday. That'll be closer to Mania. I'll be doing a show Thursday. That'll be closer to Mania. What would you like to ask, Paul? You made it. What's your WrestleMania question? Being as you donated tonight. And then we'll let TC ask a question, being as he donated tonight. And for any of you that donated, we'll go a little bit extra because 175 ain't bad. That ain't a bad night. We've had worse. We were just $5 shy of the goal. No one out there. 125 people watching. No one else. I ain't going to donate $5. So, well, I don't think I put a delay on the show either. I think everybody can just... I don't think I put any restrictions on the show at all tonight and only had to block one person, so... I've never gotten a badge and I've never donated. By the way, the person that said that was lying. They have. They have bought badges and they have donated. Well, the card isn't very exciting at all. Well, I mean, it's 2 nights of it. I was talking, and I'm going to talk about this on the Tuesday show. I will tell you Tuesday how they absolutely fucking ruined the angle going on with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. They fucking ruined it. They had everybody where they wanted them. They had all the marks right where they wanted them when they were reporting that they were going off script and Charlotte was taking jabs at Tiffany and Tiffany was taking jabs at Charlotte and Kaiser's in my DMs. And then supposedly there was something that happened That was a viral video. I didn't see it. I just heard there was a viral video. Did you see the viral video with Tiffany and Charlotte? Because I don't even know what happened.
I haven't seen it, but I did see where they said they went off script. And it was...
Yeah, there's been lots of reports of that. Well, I am going to deep dive that on Tuesday. And sorry for the 124 of you here now, but about 118 of you don't think it's worth donating for, so, and didn't get a badge. So we don't cater to the freebies around here. We don't do that. So, and thank you. And I'm going to go through here and thank everybody for their donations in a little bit. Matthew says I did. Matthew, did you donate $5? Because I didn't see it come through. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Oh, Rebecca sent $5 more. Thank you, Rebecca. Matthew, I don't have anything from you. No. Maybe that's not what he's saying I did about tonight. A car park fight. Okay, Paul, I did not see that. I just heard that there was a viral video. And then for whatever reason, Charlotte is sent home, but not Tiffany. And then Tiffany ends up in the match with the little girl that I like. What's her name? The little... I guess she's Mexican. Is she Mexican?
Is Zelina?
No, not Zerlina. I love Zerlina. But the other girl, no, talking about the video. Oh, you've seen it. Okay. Well, you didn't donate. I was there the other day. Got to talk to Mr. Cena too. Yeah, you did. Mr. Cena's supposed to be getting me some of those whoopie pies. Roxanne Perez. I would, I feel it's pretty safe to say she's of Spanish descent. I would assume she's Mexican. I don't know. Is it racist to assume shit like that? Probably is. But I like Roxanne. Roxanne is very good. 23 years old. I got in the business when I was 27. I thought I was ready at 23, but I doubt I was at the level of ready that Tiffany is at 25, and that Roxanne, to be on a worldwide stage like that and to handle it the way they do, that's pretty impressive to be 23 or 25, because when I was 23, hell, I thought I was ready at age 17, to be honest with you. But whether or not I would have been that equipped to do that on that big of a stage on a consistent basis, I mean, that's you got to be mentally sent. Yeah, Rebecca got us to the 180. She sent the extra $5. Thank you very much for that. Very kind of you. Of course, Matthew couldn't muster up $5. He's probably saving for WrestleMania. He's probably saving up his airline tickets and his hotel money and his food money. A couple $1,000 for last row seats in the upper level. I've seen upper level seats going for $500. How big of a mark must you be to drop that kind of fucking money on a wrestling show? No offense. I mean, I've always loved wrestling. The most I ever paid for a ticket for a wrestling show in my life, you know what it was? The most I ever paid?
About 50.
Fuck no. Shit. $2.50. Because I've gotten in free to every show since Cornette and I met each other, and I used to sit for free in his front row seat. If I bought a ticket, I'd buy the $2.50, move into Jimmy's $6 seats at ringside. I think when we first started going, they were $4.50. Eventually, they went to $6 for ringside. But if I walked in the back, then obviously you didn't have to buy a ticket at all. So from about 1975, 1976 on, I never ever bought another wrestling ticket ever. So about $2.50 was the most I ever paid for a wrestling ticket. I'd never buy ringside. I was happy in the front row of the cheap seats. So I'd get there early, go to the front row of the cheap seats. Next people ahead of me paid $4 for their seats. I paid $2.50. They sat one row ahead of me, paid $4. And then the set ringside was $6. That's what it was. I was watching the Cincinnati Reds game tonight. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Reds. Nice little display of Cincinnati Red stuff right there. And by the way, for people that order my book or order any autographed pictures or anything like that, with your order, you will get the Boss Card, which I gave those out to some of our participants at Arby's the other day. It's made like a credit card. It's made of plastic and everything. This ain't paper. And then my signature on the back, or autograph, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't give a shit. Not that ate up with myself. We got Zelensky the zebra sitting right there. He's kind of manning the ship. We have the BS mini flags, Bolin Services Incorporated, talking about the 501c3. All 126 of you. Feel free to donate. We got some mini flags. I think we only got about 15 of those left. So we'll be sending those out to anybody that either gets my book or buys autographed pictures. Those will be a couple of little extras that we throw in there for you, plus some signed mini pictures. I've got some here with me and Cornette on them. I obviously ain't doing anything with those, so I just sign those and throw those in as an extra or a bookmark or what have you. Oh, hell, I got another Cincinnati Reds decorated item here. Cincinnati Reds on one of my drinking bottles there. Cincinnati Reds on that drinking bottle, so I got a couple of those decked out. And then the Cincinnati Reds mug. I done forgot who got me that. Somebody bought that for me, but I don't remember who. I know I didn't get it. Somebody mailed it to me. It's very nice. I just don't remember who mailed it. So there we go. Let me get the donations here real quick. But remember, Tuesday night, I'm going to tell you how they ruined the Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair thing. They had the people where they wanted them, and now they've told everybody it's a work, and I will explain that. Jerry Lawler is at the top of my inbox. Honey, you have nothing to be sorry about. You had no way to know, and you're never interrupting me, or I wouldn't have took the time to answer your question. Cheska's apologizing for interrupting the show. Never a problem. She's in her first year of college now, and we helped her get that going. We got her some food and some paperwork that she needed done, and some medication that she needed. So we just helped her recently with that. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Donald. He hasn't even seen any of my messages. And he knew the show was at 9:30 tonight. You got me. I'm worried about it. I'm starting to wonder, did somebody kidnap Donald Flowers? I don't know what the hell happened. Jana was telling me the other night that the Heat, because I don't watch a lot of regular season basketball, and she was telling me that the Heat put a beat down on the Pelicans. And I haven't noticed that the Heat are really all that good this year, not from what I've seen. And I don't even know if the Mavericks are going to make the playoffs or not. I think they might be on thin ice. So what do you do? I got to bring up my donations here real quick. So let me find who all did what. We've got TC from the NC with the first donation of the night of $10. Could have been $60. $15 from Randy Macho Man Satterley. He did 15, but he does 15 almost every show we do. Plus, he just made his $100 payment on an autograph picture of me and Cornette, and paid his YouTube TV payment. So, Jazzy Jana from Louisiana with a $20 donation. Rebecca Algier Adcock with a $10 donation. Paul Reese Jones, $10 all the way from Australia. Cost him $20 to do that. And then Rebecca with another $5. We thought Matthew had mustered up $5, but no, we overestimated Matthew's ability. Matthew, where you work? You even have a good job, if I remember correctly. I think you have a good Matthew. Like I'm talking to. And then we had the $35 from the Tea Maker. I forgot to mention the Tea Maker's $35 donation. So that was very kind of the Tea Maker to do that. And then $75 challenge honored and answered by good Chris. Let me see if I can find it. I can't show it to you because it will reveal his real name. Okay, I can. Well, shit, guys. You're going to have to take my word for it because his real name is on everything, but I can do it that way. Yeah. All right. Trust me, that says $75 from good. There it is. You can see that. $75 from good Chris. And so he did honor the challenge and gets us to right at all right, wants me to confirm something here. Hang on. I think we got ongoing action here. If I'm looking. No, for whatever reason, I'm just now getting a notification on your $10 donation, Tyler. Tyler Cox is his real name. And what's weird about that is that if my Grandpa Bolin, Owen Bolin, was not named after Owen Hart, it would be quite the opposite. Owen Bolin, if he had not gotten angry at the Cox family and changed his name when he was a teenager, my name would have been, because my mother gave me her maiden name because she did not want me to have my racist father's name, Stallings. So had my grandpa had not changed his name to Bolin, because he liked the Bolin family, but he did not like the Cox family. Had he not changed his name from Cox to Bolin, I would have been Kenny Cox. Somebody would have named me Sucker. They would have. That would have made me mad. I wouldn't like that. It'd been hard to get through high school with the name of Kenny Cox and then people calling me Sucker. I would not have liked that. That'd been. I got lucky. On that one. Let's see here. So, yes, we did get our go. I didn't get any messages either. 66 degrees in Louisville tomorrow. Today we had a high of 60. I even went out and cleaned up my own yard today. Gotta love that. Checking these last minute messages here. I think we're all caught up to date. So, like I said, you will not want to miss my analysis of the even the 119 of you that are here right now. You will not want to miss my analysis of Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair. They had them. And now for anybody that's halfway smart to what we do, knows this shit's a work now. And I'm going to tell you what they did to fuck it up. And somebody I respect their opinion very much agreed with me. I was chatting with the Sinister Minister earlier today. We've had some discussions about some of this shit. And most anybody that's actually worked in the business just immediately went, boy, they fucked that up. And it took me to point it out to them. And then when they heard yeah, they kind of fucked that up, didn't they? Because it might not have been obvious at first, but when I pointed out to them, they said, yeah, that's fucked up. So we'll cover that on the Tuesday show. Give us something to talk about. I don't know what good it does to make any predictions because they're going to fuck it up anyway. But yeah, we almost decided not to even watch it until we found out it was on Peacock. I said, well, shit, I guess we could maybe do something Sunday during Cena's match. We might be able to do something for that. And and we are going to be making a change, and I'll cover this now live on the air, so that way when it happens, you will know. Did I show everybody my new mouse? That's my new wireless mouse. That son of a bitch was only $11, and it works so much better than the $40 mouse I had. But this is the new. But the other one wasn't wireless; it was wired. But this is the wireless mouse that I got that works very good with the iMac computer. So I'm wireless. Yeah, there you are. So it's wireless on everything.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Well, that makes two of us, Alexa. That makes two of us. Where was I going, Tyler? What was I getting ready to talk about? Tyler don't know. Tyler,
WrestleMania card.
WrestleMania card. Oh yeah, I didn't hear anything on there to get me overly excited, other than to see how they handled the Cena thing. The Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns thing, there could be some interest there. I don't know which. I've seen the card, but I forget who's main event. I would assume Punk is going to main event Saturday night.
They are.
And I would think that Cena would main event Sunday, would be my guess. So, and that's designed that way so that Paul Heyman can claim he got Punk main evented at WrestleMania, at least on one of the nights. But whoever goes Sunday night is the real main event. Let's be honest with that. That's the real main event. So we will cover all that on the Tuesday night show. Thursday night, we'll have a little bit more to cover. The no-shows tonight, Bob Hazelwood, Coltrane, and Donald Flowers, all three no-showing me tonight. That's absolutely no respect for this show. To just have other shit to do rather than to come here and help raise monies. But me and Tyler raised $180. Thanks to our lovely donors. We did it. We didn't need you. Y'all just sit home and count your fake money. By the way, Ellie De La Cruz, his first ever Grand Slam at Great American Ballpark, a grand salami. And the Reds have a thing that when the Reds do something good, they shoot fake money at them in the dugout. Yeah, just count your fake money. We made some real money over here tonight to help some real people. So as I log off, I'm going to contact these people that we need to help, let them know that some financial aid is on the way. And Tyler, I want to thank you for dropping in tonight and hanging in. Oh, I think I beat you in words, 60,000 to 5. But hey, that's all right. It's all right. He's on. Everybody knows the TC from the NC is a real guy now.
4 more than I had expected. What's that now? 4 more than I expected.
Well, that's one way to look at it. So until Tuesday night at 9:05 p.m., I'm the StarMaker for the TC from the NC. We did say a good day.